I'm here today with Tony Cleaver. Tony is the founder of Cleaver Firearms, but more importantly, today, Tony's here in his capacity as one of the world's Colt anti-Colt experts. And you see behind him just a small part of his collection, which is literally one of the world's best Colt collections. Welcome, Tony, to the webinar. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Graham.
So what we asked Tony to pick out a gun today and talk about, and I don't know what he's going to show us. So what gun out of the collection are we going to have a look at, Tony?
Today we're going to have a look at a Colt single action Army model 1873 in chambered in 380 Ely, which is a British caliber. And Colt only made four guns in that caliber.
Four guns, for a total of four.
A total of four, and I don't know of any others. The other three have survived in the world.
Wow. Okay.
It's the
So
only one
that's an
I've ever had.
extremely rare gun.
Very, very rare gun. And as well as that, the rarity, one of the rare features about it is a flat top single action made for target shooting.
Yeah, I can see the front sight. If you could lift it up just a touch, it's just below the screen. That's perfect. I can see that front sight's a target sight, and then you've got the little rear sight as well. It's quite. It looks
Correct.
to be still in quite good condition. When was it made?
The gun was made in 1892 in Colt's factory in Hartford, Connecticut.
And the caliber was 380
380 Ely, ELEY.
ELEY for the British market.
Correct.
And how did it get to Australia? And what's the story with it?
It arrived in Australia in probably late 1892. I have a factory letter for this gun that said it was it was shipped for Brisbane for shipment to Brisbane, Australia on June 29th, 1892. So it would have come by ship
Yep.
in those days, and it'd take 3 or 4 months to get over here. Okay, and as well as that, the factory letter said it was furnished with a 4 pound trigger, which is a special order feature. So
Right.
it's a very, very rare gun indeed. And in roughly 1964, which wasn't that long ago, this gun was used in the last, we think, recorded gunfight between a cattleman and a cattle duffer in Australia.
I know that one. I've seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it in the collection. It's a fascinating story.
Yeah, and the cattle duffer's name was John Harris apparently, and the cattleman's name was Bill Toohey. And Bill Toohey had a very bad hearing problem, and if anybody made fun of him, he sort of sorted them out, and he earned the nickname Wild Bill Toohey. Now, I was showing this gun to a retired police officer one time when I was showing him the Colt collection, and he said, "I know that gun." He said, "That's Harris's gun." And I said, "That's correct." And he said, "Yes." He said, "I was in charge of that case."
Ah,
And he said they were discussing the ownership of three calves, and Harris said to Tui, "You take that one, Bill, and I'll have these two." And Tui apparently pulled out his rifle and shot one of the calves and said, "Now we got one each." And and that started the gunfight. Now they shot each other with their different firearms, and both ended up in adjoining beds in Cairns Hospital, and neither of them would press charges. They told the police officer that all the bullets came out of the bush. Somebody in the bush shot them.
so
That's
they wouldn't cooperate.
No, they wouldn't cooperate. And the police officer, even though was retired, he was telling me that through gritted teeth because, he couldn't get a conviction. And he was that type of fella, but he confirmed that this was the gun. He remembered the gun.
Well, it is unusual just with the sights in and of
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
Uh,
Now, Harris was known to have a lot of guns, and one of his family members said to me that he had a Ruby 38 that he used in that particular incident. But the police officer confirmed that this was the gun. So anyway,
Now, you've also got the gun from the other person, I think.
yeah, no, I got the gun off the ex mayor of Redcliffe.
Ah, okay, yes.
I had to break my hip to get it. I was tied laid up at home after I'd broken my hip, and the ex-mayor was a Colt collector as well, and he bought this in to sort of cheer me up and sold it to me. So, and it was a fairly large price, so I think it cheered both of us up.
So this is a thing with collecting antique guns. It's a story, and I think nearly all of your firearms are in that collection, which is, as I said earlier, a huge collection. Nearly all of them have an Australian connection story like this. I mean, that's fascinating. The last old-time cowboy shootout in Queensland, up north, 1960s, Cairns Base Hospital. They won't testify against each other. It's like the Old West still in existence, and the gun still looks to be in very good shape.
It is in very, very good order, and you could shoot it for the next 10 years. You wouldn't have a problem with it. There's the guns that turn up in Australia I'll try and be at least 80% sure that they have colonial history with this country. Otherwise, I sell them. And we've got a lot of historical guns in here. We've got the gun that started the ALP. It was taken off a head shearer in Barcaldine during the Great Shearers'
We
War.
might have to take that out and destroy it in Albo's honour shortly because he's trying to destroy the ALP.
Yeah, there's not going to be much left of one, I think. But anyway,
So with all these stories, and I'd love to get you back on to do a few of these different times because they've got such fascinating stories. How long have you had that particular firearm?
this gun here probably over 15 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was that caliber? Tell me a little bit about that caliber. I've never heard of 380 Ely till
380 Ely is an English target caliber, right? And Colt made the single action army in 36 different calibers, and 380 Ely is one of them. Now, there's a book by an author that was a collector of all the different calibers of Colt, and he couldn't find a 380 Ely. But I think he was unaware of the one that I had. Hey.
so it's yeah, well, you said there was only four made,
Yep, yep.
and it's
And
extremely unusual. What would the 380 Ely equate to as something that our viewers may, it's like a
um,
38 special, a 38 S&W,
yeah, 38 Smith and Wesson probably something like that.
or a
Similar.
mild 38 load.
Yeah, it's uh, a fairly similar size to the 38 Smith and Wesson. Hey.
Okay. That just gives us some reference for
Yeah.
those people not familiar with it. Tony, I want to thank you very much. I know you're in the middle of a busy period, and to take time and go into the cult collection and do that for us, Shooters Union is great, really grateful for all you do for everyone in the industry, everyone else, and for the history of Australia. I mean, you've got some amazing guns in there, including Kelly guns and other things that are simply astonishing as part of a history of this country. So thank you.
Just quickly before you go, Graham, I'll just show you that book, right?
Oh,
And
that's the about the shootout.
that's about the shootout in Wild Bill Toohey, and it's a very interesting read, but it's a very, very hard book to procure.
I was going to say, I don't think we'll find that on Amazon.
If you do, it'll probably be fairly expensive.
Yes, exactly.
That's your original factory letter for that gun.
And that certifies when the gun was made and where it was shipped to
Yep.
from the
Correct.
factory. And it was shipped direct from the factory to Brisbane. So it's not
Correct.
only got an Australian history, it's got a local Queensland history
Yep.
from the factory
Yep.
direct.
And another thing, I'm unaware of anybody that's got a factory letter that states the gun was shipped to Brisbane, Australia.
Yeah, that I haven't come across that.
Because most
That being that specific is very unusual.
Yeah, it is very unusual because most of the guns that came to this country came through the London Colt
Yeah.
Agency, and they're proof stamped in England and then shipped out to Australia. All right.
Yeah,
So
you don't see a lot of direct ones unless they were imported by a person in their luggage.
yeah,
But as far as the factory, it's quite unusual.
yep.
Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate you taking it.
No worries at all.